Or
Howdy, y'all. Not gonna be able to record tonight. My American Airlines flight got delayed, so I'm gonna leave it to Mac to host tonight. Really wish I could be there. That was a real fun game, but be red, see red, go Cardinals, and hope you guys have a good time.
And we are live. Welcome to the Redbird Redzone podcast. My name is Jackie. If you're wondering why you're listening to me and not Will, currently Will is up in the air flying to Phoenix. So I will be hosting along with my boy Mac here. You want to introduce yourself?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Hey, what's up, everyone? My name is Mac. You can find me on Twitter at AZSportsFiend. That's FIEN. And before we get going, it was brought to my attention last week that I was kind of drunk on the podcast, so I just wanted to apologize to absolutely nobody. So there we go.
Sorry, Mom.
And sorry, Mom. Yeah, so I got a couple Modelo's here, and let's get this thing rolling. How's your week been, Jackie, since you've been back to the desert?
Oh, it's been chaotic, but I've been eating good. I've missed the desert food. I'm excited for this Cardinals
food
game.
Or what?
Huh? Mexican food for sure. Whataburger. I keep it simple. Arizona fast food is far superior than Virginia, I'll tell you that.
There we go. So, and your baby shower is what, tomorrow?
Baby shower is tomorrow, so I've been running around getting a lot of stuff ready for that. But I'm more excited to talk Cardinals and talk football. Let's get into this.
Yeah, let's do it. How about that beatdown we gave the Cleveland Browns last week? A lot of us, I think, we went 3-3 on the pod. There were 6 of us. 3 picked Me and you both picked the Cardinals.
Because
Both of our guests picked the Browns, and that was just the way we dominated that game. And if you would have told me from the beginning that we were going to pretty much double their rushing output, Kyler would have 4 touchdowns, no interception, I would have told you it was probably going to be a 37-14 beatdown, and that's what it ended up being.
Yeah, it wasn't as close as we thought it was going to be, and I'm so glad it wasn't.
It's always fun to come in here and break it down a little bit. And I know we're here Friday night, so I'm sure everyone listening here has probably heard all the breakdown for this past week. So we won't go as in depth as we usually do, especially with just us two here. And Jackie driving. I don't want the pregnant lady to be driving the show too long. We need you to enjoy your weekend out here. But yeah, so I mean, I'm really looking forward to this Sunday specifically with J.J. Watt and D Hop facing their old team, and we're actually both going to be in attendance. Same with Will, so it'll be fun.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to this. It's a homecoming game for David Johnson. It's a revenge game for J.J. Watt and Hopkins. So it's gonna be it. I would like it to be a little competitive than what it will probably be, but I guess I can't complain about having a fucking stellar team.
Yeah, so right now it looks like the Cardinals are second in the NFL in plus minus. Outscored our opposing teams by 85 points. Only the Bills are better still. And it looks like the Houston Texans are dead last. I believe they're at minus 80 right now. They haven't even put up 100 points yet on the season. So, I mean, they're probably going to come out fighting. They're going to be facing their old teammates, the Texans. But at the end of the day, I mean, are you worried about this being a trap game, or what's your gut feeling on that?
I'm a little worried just because given our history with trap games, I feel like last year we played down to a lot of lesser opponents. So hopefully we come out, look fresh, don't let up. If we're out to a big lead, just keep a foot on the throat and let's get this win, keep everybody healthy. If we can, I would like to see Colt McCoy at some point.
Oh yeah, get some second half. Yeah, get some second half playing time in there.
Yeah, because it's going to be a short week. We're going to be facing Aaron Rodgers. So I want our guys to be 100% for that.
Yeah, and to that, I've seen that Chandler Jones is cleared from COVID protocols.
Thank the Lord.
We all assume that he'll be playing. And then I heard, I don't know, did you hear Vance Joseph's quote on him at all today?
No, what do you say?
It was more of like he's uncertain if Chandler will be ready yet. I'm not sure if he's still recovering from side effects of COVID or if he lost some strength or whatnot, but he didn't commit to him playing this week, at least from what I've heard. And I mean, going against the Texans, we probably don't need him. We probably want him to be as fresh as possible against Green Bay. And I know Chase Edmonds he's kind of he's on the injury report, and it looks like he'll be playing. I kind of get the hint that maybe we'll see a little bit more of James Conner this week just to make sure Chase is fresh coming Thursday. Because you're right, that is a big game with Aaron Rodgers and them coming to town. We don't want to overlook this game by any means. But so thanks for everyone tuning in. We're going to have our trivia here, and it's going to be a Cardinals trivia. We're going to do multiple choice. You're going to have 10 seconds to answer. And we'll probably start that here in about 20 minutes. We'll get all the talk of last game and kind of hyping up this Texans game out of the way first. Then we'll dive into trivia, and then we'll do our predictions. And hopefully we'll be out of here by 7 o'clock to go watch the
Suns.
Watch the Suns and Robert Sarver and the big news. I know it's a football podcast, but we're also big AZ sports fans here. So yeah, so it's going to be a good little sports weekend. So what do you got planned? What do you got planned with the family? The rest of your evening. What do you got going on?
I'm get to watch them get drunk. I'm so jealous.
I bet. When's your due date again? December?
January 7th. I'm hoping that I would go into labor before the new year because I would like to be off for Christmas. So we'll see. But I'm just excited that I'll be on maternity leave for the playoffs because that's what we're looking like we're going.
You guys
So
already have a name picked out?
we do. Her name is Penelope.
Penelope.
Duh.
Be welcoming a new Bird Gang member to the family here in a couple months. So I
Yep.
can't wait for you to come
Newest
back to
co-host.
AZ so we can drink together for sure.
Yes. And then hopefully meet up with some people, get drunk, have a good time.
Yes, ma'am. All
Well, let's
right.
talk about our newest edition. I feel
Oh
like a
yeah.
lot has happened. Normally we record these episodes on Tuesday, so we're pretty like, you know, up to date with everything, but I feel like so much has happened with all the COVID stuff. But we have a new member of the Bird Gang that we will get to see on Sunday. What do you
Zach
think about
Ertz,
Zach Ertz?
baby. I mean, how can he not love it? Steve Keim going out there and basically treating this season like we all thought it would be as a all-in type year when you have Kyler still under a rookie deal. We lose Max Williams, who, I mean, honestly, nobody expected him to be his pass catching skills to be what they were this year. And so now we bring in Zach Ertz, who, I mean, I think he's kind of in between Dan Arnold and Max Williams in the blocking. He's much better than Dan Arnold ever was, but
Yeah.
he's definitely not as good as Max Williams. So it'll be interesting to see how he's used this week. I mean, only 2 seasons ago, 2018, what was it, 18 or 19? He broke the NFL record for receptions by a tight end with like 115, whatever it is. So I mean, he's 30, 31 years old, and I think he basically, I mean, how can you not like it? What are your thoughts about it?
I love it. I think you can never have too many weapons in your arsenal, especially now that we didn't anticipate Max Williams being such a big part of the offense, and then he went down. So it's like now we have that little void to fill. So I think that's the perfect addition to that. And it's nice because you would see teams in the past like Tampa Bay, Kansas City, like they just kept stacking their damn teams, and it's like, man, why
Rams,
can't the Cardinals?
yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, man, why can't the Cardinals go out and spend some money? But this just goes to show how all in and how serious this is, and Steve Keim's ready to put his balls on the table and get some guys in here.
Yeah, and shout out, I believe it's Bird's Eye View on Twitter. He's a great Twitter account. If you guys don't follow him, follow
Excellent
him.
follow.
I believe that he was the one that pointed out we basically traded what pick we got back for Mason Cole, who was Tay Gowan, and then also the compensation pick for Patrick Peterson, if I don't have the tweet in front of me or whatnot, but I believe that's what it came down to. And so when you look at it kind of that way, I saw some people say it's an overpay for Zach Ertz. I mean, he's a rental. Sure, but if you win the Super Bowl, there's no such thing as an overpay. You know what I mean? Like that's our whole goal. We've never won a Super Bowl. That's the ultimate goal. So if we bring whoever in here this year, sacrifice whatever draft picks, a young guy who hasn't even seen the field for us yet, in Tay Gowan, I just don't know how you could be pessimistic about this addition at all.
Yeah, I totally agree. And it kind of sucks losing Tay because he was so big on Arizona. He was very high from the start. He pretty much follows all of Cardinals Twitter. So I wish him the best. But, it's as long as we didn't have to give up too much. And hopefully he's in a position now where he gets to start and show, that he was a steal in the draft. So
Yeah,
good
he
luck,
should be
Tay.
able to get. Yeah, he should be able to get some playing time there in Philly. They're kind of a mess right now. Did you hear any of the clips about Zach Ertz talking about how Jordan Hicks was like recruiting him to come here?
Yeah, I did. I heard that Hicks was recruiting him here. They were both a part of that Super Bowl team, so maybe they know some kind of recipe for success that they can share with the team. So that's good too.
And the unity, and then I mean, you have Zach Ertz's wife on the same soccer team as JJ Watt's wife out in Chicago. So it's like, it's kind of just feels like it was meant to happen this way. And he sounds like he's ready to roll. He traveled with the team to Cleveland, even though he couldn't play, and he sat next to Kyler. And it sounds like that, everything went well. And listening to Kyler talk about him, how smart he is and how he's going to be a weapon. And, it gets me excited. So it'd be interesting to see how he's used in this first week, but it wouldn't surprise me if Kyler kind of makes it a point to get him involved for at least a possession or two. You
Yeah.
know, and going against Houston's defense, who, let's be honest, is one of the absolute worst in the league. There's going to be a good opportunity to shine for a lot of these guys, and Zach Ertz included.
Yeah, it's going to be a nice display of our offense this weekend for sure.
So, with J.J. Watt and DeAndre Hopkins facing their old team, last week, I don't even remember what my bold prediction was. Do you remember what that was? I was freaking hammered. But that was a fun time. That
I
was a
don't
good.
remember. I think everything you said was pretty bold.
That was a good time. But so my bold prediction this week, I want to start. I do think Marco Wilson is going to get his first interception. Kind of
Okay.
They seem to be targeting him. If you look at the numbers, I believe he gave like 7 of 8 catches last week. But most of them, like, he's on the wide receiver's hip. Like, those guys are, he's playing great defense, and from the naked eye, in my opinion. So I think this is kind of a game where, he gets some confidence back under his belt, and he's going to get INT. And then I also think that J.J. Watt and DeAndre Hopkins are going to combine for 5 sacks plus touchdowns. So either D-Hop gets...
shit. I like it. I like it.
Yeah, so either D-Hop gets 2 TDs and J.J. Watt... Because, I mean, let's be honest, J.J. Watt, how recently, these last 2 games especially, I feel like have been his best games as a Cardinal. And how often he's been right there to get in so many sacks. And he finally got his first one, a strip sack against Baker this last week. But it seems like he could have had 5 these past couple weeks alone. I think this is kind of the game against a David Mills, who you hit him a couple times earlier, the Texans quarterback, and he's going to be seeing ghosts back there. And J.J. Watt especially, I think he's due for another big game against his former team.
Yeah, I think so too. In fact, to add to your bold predictions, mine will be JJ will get a strip sack.
Ooh. Recovery to the house. I like it. There we go.
There we go. Fuck it. Recover to the house too. Let's
go. I mean, some people. Is there anybody else that you're going to be keeping an eye on this week? Anyone specifically at all? I know. I posted a stat between Byron Murphy and Robert Alford, and shout out to Robert Alford getting his first INT of the year. A ball that Baker Mayfield just, pretty much handed it to him 20 yards down the field.
Yeah.
I mean, Robert Alford's been a stud, and he's right up there for the best, like the most unsung hero player of this team. And just doing a little bit of research earlier this week, I found that Byron and Alford are the only teammates to hold opposing QBs less than 59% completion percentage when their guy is targeted by any cornerback, any defensive players in the league with at least 30 targets towards whoever they're guarding. So those guys have just been standing on their head. And then I know PFF showed something that Byron's first graded the highest in single coverage throughout this year. I'm wrong about a lot of shit, but one thing that I'm happy that I was standing on the table is the belief in Byron Murphy being a cornerback 1 for the Cardinals. And I'm sure Steve Keim has felt the same way. Otherwise, they probably would have added somebody when Malcolm Butler retired of significance, but they didn't. And, his faith is paying off right now. But is there anyone else? I know A.J. Green, he already has more TDs now than he had all of last season. But is there anybody that you can think of that you're going to be maybe keeping an eye on a little bit more this game?
I would say maybe Rondell, just because I feel like, not that he was absent in the last couple games, but
he's due. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's due for a big breakout game. I also think Kirk can use a little redemption from last week. A couple passes were dropped or went through his hands. But I noticed that Kirk will have a bad week or have like a couple of bad weeks and then kind of bounce back and have big games. So I think this could be an opportunity for him to have a big game. And then, our corners, it's another opportunity for them to get some picks, hopefully. I wouldn't doubt it because, like you said, Houston's terrible. We're playing at Davis Mills, so we'll probably see a big game from Marco Wilson because he's been picked on a lot. So I think this is his time to shine.
And then another guy I kind of want to give another shout out to. Two guys really, but first Marcus Golden. He had his best game as a Cardinal. I feel like last week with 2 sacks. I believe one was a strip sack. And then the other guy, Jordan Hicks. Jordan Hicks, much maligned start off season, and the guy is just he's done his job through and through. I know we can pick holes in his athleticism, but he's the type of leader that you want in the middle of a championship caliber defense. And if anything happens to him, we have a first round pick where Zaven can step in there. So those are two guys who deserve a little more recognition. But yeah, Marcus Golden, he's second on the team now with 4 sacks, only behind Chandler Jones. So hopefully the good times should keep rolling this week. And
offense, defense.
Yeah, and before we go any further, we can't really overlook Matt Prater. For the 5th time this year, an Arizona Cardinal has been a player of the week. We had Chandler Jones once, Kyler Murray twice, Byron Murphy once, and now we have Matt Prater, who was 3 for 3 last week. And I mean, he's everything that we needed. He's the guy that's came in here and he's done his job. He's done a hell of a job, especially considering what we've gone through at that position in recent years.
Yeah, I feel like we have gone through so much kicking troubles. I honestly blame our kicker last year for missing the playoffs. There's at least 3 games I can think of that we blew thanks to a goddamn Zane Gonzalez kick. But yeah, especially with Matt Prater, like the wind conditions last week, open field, windy conditions, he was nail all of his kicks. So it's a breath of fresh air that we have a reliable kicker. And after watching all these other games, it's super hard to come by now, apparently.
Oh my gosh. Any game you watch, there's kickers missing left and right. It just feels good to have a kicker who hasn't missed an extra point. Knock on wood. I'm knocking on whatever wood.
Yeah, I got wood next to me. We're knocking on it.
So yeah, and I mean, what can you really poke holes on in this team right now? They've gone on the road 4 times already this year and won by a dozen at least in each game. So I really, I'm dumbfounded. This team feels even more special than the Suns last year. I said it. So, we're just loving it right now, and
yeah,
health is the biggest thing. I know a lot of us were worried about. Last week was kind of a shit show. Heading in, we lose Cliff. Cliff does. Yeah, that was after we recorded last week, right?
Yep. Cliff so the 48 hours before kickoff, we lose everybody but COVID. It feels like.
And you just don't miss a beat. And I know we talked in the past about Kyler Murray this year, specifically how it seems like he's the quarterback or he's a coach on the field nowadays. Just from the naked eye, watching the game against Cleveland, I don't know if it's just me, but it looked like he was more comfortable and he checked out of plays more often, at least earlier on in the game when I was still kind of in doubt. But for him to throw four TDs, no INTs, that guy is special. So shout out to the whole organization right now. Like you're the epitome of everything that we've wanted.
We are doing the damn thing.
Yeah, and I know for us, we've been with the team since Sun Devil Stadium days. It makes the Cardinals are probably if I could only watch one team in any sport, it would probably be the Cardinals. I know growing up, it was just the Cardinals and Suns really. In the early 90s when I was growing up, and the Suns were they were the darling of town. Everyone loved the Suns at school, wherever you went, there were Suns, and the Cardinals were that stepchild. Nobody liked the Cardinals. And I remember being, me and a couple of buddies, people at school, you'd be wearing Cardinals stuff, and people would lie. they they throw jokes around and shit like, and this is in Arizona, like, and so I think that kind of made me grow a little closer to them. So I mean, for me personally, so no, it's a great start to the season, but it's not where where we want this season to end. So hopefully we just take it one game at a time. And I mean, I hope you guys out there are enjoying this journey as much as I know Jackie and I are right now.
Oh yeah, this is very special to be a part of, especially now that I'm not drunk watching these games, so I can remember more.
Tell me about it.
No, but to add to some more Kyler praise, I had mentioned, I don't know if in our podcast group chat or our big Cardinals group chat, shout out to all the boys, but this was Kyler
Guys aren't in
Murray's.
there, let us know. We'll get you in there. Sorry.
Yeah, if you want to get in our group chat, let us know. But I was telling the boys that this is like that win in like the leadership was Kyler Murray's way of like kind of solidifying like his MVP case. Like I feel like his MVP stock has risen because of the adversity that we had to go through last game.
Like I feel I tweeted something last week, and I don't might have said it on the podcast. I don't think so. It was a little after, but it was when Cliff and was announced that he was going to be missing the game and everything, and same with Zach Allen. I truly believe this. As long as Kyler Murray is on the field, you won't catch me picking against the Cardinals. I don't care who we're playing. And that came to fruition. That guy was a friggin' stud. 20 for 30, only 3 for 230 yards, but I mean we outrushed the Browns by pretty much double, so we didn't need him to throw for 350 yards. And what's most impressive is that 7 rushes, 6 yards. It's like, how can you stop him? You're containing him in the run game. You keep a spy out on him. That's kind of what a lot of teams started doing, especially last year. But now, you're keeping a spy out on him, and that's keeping one less guy from going out in coverage. And now he's destroying teams with his arm and his brain more than anything. So
yeah. He took a cerebral leap from last year. He's making a lot of smarter decisions, and he's not just scrambling to get with his legs to get a couple extra yards. Like he's scrambling, but he's also finding guys that are open.
Keeping his eyes downfield.
He's making big plays. Yeah.
Yeah, he's always keeping his eyes downfield. Yeah, he's like a little jackrabbit back there. Like try catching him at your own will. But what was I going to say? Before we go any further, I know it's kind of random, but I know Will wanted us to say that we're going to be meeting up at the statue before, because I know it's 6:30 right now, and we're going to be trying to get out of here by 7. So we're going to do this kind of a short episode. So we'll get to trivia here shortly. But by the Tillman statue, are you going to be tailgating Sunday, or what's your family's plan?
We usually get there a couple hours early, so I'd say we have some buddies that we tailgate with. I believe my sister, brother will be there to tailgate, so I'll be there a couple hours early if anybody wants to hit me up, beach or wherever.
Add us on Twitter or whatever, and I think that we're going to try to meet around the Tillman statue maybe about 45 minutes before game time. Like, was it
meet
12?
And greet?
Yeah, say what up. If you want to come up and try to swing on me, I'll be there. So come on, let's bring it. But for real, we thank you guys for tuning in and everything, and
especially on Friday night. Yeah.
I mean, I know you guys got better
getting laid, going to party, but you're here with us, and we appreciate that.
If you're doing cocaine right now and you're listening to the show, we thank you. That's dedication.
Do a bump for us. 2 for me, because I got a baby.
Oh shit. On that note, I'll crack another beer. Let's do it.
Yeah, I mean, we could talk a lot about the Cleveland game, but it's probably stuff you guys have already heard. It's kind of far past that. We're ready for the Texans. So
yeah, we want to. Let's end a shout out to our guy behind the glass, Bobbles. He does all the hard work, and he does all the editing every week, and he's the one doing everything for us to have this live episode right now. So shout out Bo Bobbles. How's everything looking though? Bo Bobbles, can you keep track score on the trivia so you can let us know basically who wins? Is that something you're able to do for us? Yes,
Yeah, it looks like we've
sir.
got 10 people in here that want to win a video game. So
I was gonna
that's up.
say your porn video of choice, but Jackie said that was uncalled for, so we're just gonna leave
Yeah.
it to video game. Well, your video game of choice on the console of your choice. So
Well,
we're
I
gonna
was gonna do
have
a yearly subscription to Bang Bros.
probably this is gonna be real surprised when you get a month subscription to Grinder showing up in your email box.
premium, premium, and a Cliff Kingsbury summer
Good times, good times. We're gonna keep this episode short and sweet. So you have a couple questions, Jackie, and I have a couple as well, I believe. So I think we're gonna do the format of hopefully you guys are all signed in. I meant to mention this before, are signed into YouTube so you can write down the answer, which would just be A, B, C, or D. So we'll give everyone maybe a minute to try to go do that while chug a beer and Jackie cry tears of sadness as she hears the Modelo going into my body.
Yeah, I'm just trying to imagine it. I'm drinking a water, and I close my eyes, and I just try to imagine that it's not a water, it's beer.
Put a little lime in that. Mix it up a little bit. You gotta pretend,
Yeah, get a little seltzer water going.
All right. So hopefully everyone's logged in and ready to go. Do you want to read the first question?
Yes, I will go ahead and read off the first question. Like Max said, this is going to be a ABC multiple choice. Please don't Google it. Yeah, first one to
10
take
seconds. You get 10 seconds so you don't Google it. So we're going to count it down over here.
All right.